What's going on, Malakas? Juice here, and in this video, we're going to go over the updates that are going to go live as of 9/26/2023. Let's get into it. Sounds have been added to the UI, items, perks, skills, spells, etc. This is kind of good. It's just going to make it more audible to hear other people, so it's alright. Water sounds now play when you step in water. That's kind of, it's kind of good, but it's kind of meh. 7 new emotes have been added. You know, I like the emotes, so I can't really complain about that one. I'm still waiting for the +1 will, -1 knowledge, and +1 knowledge, -1 will skin to come out. A feature has been added to receive server maintenance notices in-game. That one's actually kind of poppin'. Additional protection added against possible security vulnerabilities. This is on their end. Barbarian and fighter face shapes have been modified. To what? Be less of blocks, I guess? I don't know, because they're a bunch of blockheads. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, Bard reworked to make the class more gear and attribute dependent. This is actually just no bueno, because I'm a Bard main. This is actually hitting me pretty hard. Added new attributes, manual dexterity, persuasion. Okay, that's, I don't know how this is going to work in here, but manual dexterity and persuasion? Alright, let's go. I'm in here for it. Warlocks Curse of Pain now has slightly more generous aim. This one's kind of, I do agree that the pencil-thin hitbox that it has needed a bit of an update, or a little bit of an upgrade, I should say. But it shouldn't be so big, right? They shouldn't be bigger than, like, let's say, like an ice bolt or something like that, right? Hopefully this isn't, like, ginormous, because that would kind of break it just a bit. 2 new perks have been added to Warlocks, Curse Mastery and Vampirism. This one is actually going to blow me away. I started leveling up a Warlock again for like the 3rd time, because I get them up to 15, and then I delete them, and then I get them back up, hoping that they're going to change the class, and finally they are actually making changes, so let's go. 8 new spells have been added to Warlock. Bolt of Darkness? This one reminds me of the Lich King. Evil Eye. Yo! Is this going to be a spell where you can cast it and then get visual? Like, you can move with an evil eye? Because if so, they've got this kind of stuff on EverQuest. Hopefully they do. And if they do have it, it's an eyeball, and there's other Warlocks, they can tap that eyeball for hit points. Anyways, Bloodstained Blade. This one looks like a kind of a improv to the flame weapon, flame blade, or whatever it's called. I forget what the wizard spell's called. My bad. Flame Walker. This one's going to be kind of interesting, right? You're going to cast it and most likely put like a wall of flame on everywhere you step. That's kind of cool. Life Drain. They've already got something like this inside of a mastery, so I'm kind of like, I'm hoping this is going to be like a EverQuest version of it, where they start to cast, you get hit by it, and for like, let's say 30 damage, they drain 30 health from you and give 30 health to them. This will actually be really bonkers if they add, if this is an actual like skill or spell or something of the sort that's reusable. This is going to be insane if they make it like that. Array of Darkness. This one I feel like is going to be not so great. So like, I play other games called like Albion Online, where they have a curse beam. It's called Armor Piercer. This thing shoots instantly and stays for like, let's say like half a second. So even if you don't hit the initial impact of the area, if you just graze it, you get full damage dealt to you, and it pierces you, and it's an extremely short cooldown, and hits a very long distance. So I really hope they don't overtune this Array of Darkness. Eldritch Shield. This looks like it's going to be a bit of a bubble that they're going to cast on themselves, yeah? Summon Hydra? Let's go! Let's go! Yo, this is going to be dope if it's a 3-headed Hydra, kind of like in, like Diablo, right? Diablo. This is going to be pretty darn, this is going to be cool. That's all I'm going to say here. Rogues will no longer break stealth when bumped if the pickpocket perk is equipped. This is actually kind of huge, because there's so many times where you're just like, right inside of a door, and you stealth, and the person walks through the door, bumps you on pretty much accident, doesn't even know you're there, and then it reveals you. So this is kind of, it's a little bit too much in my opinion, because now they've got the stealth perk you need to move all and hide. They've got the extended stealth perk so that it lasts longer, and now they've got the pickpocketing perk that makes you not, like, you get what I'm saying here? It's kind of a little overdone. Like, they're doing too much in my opinion. Rogue hide cooldown changed from 45 seconds to 40 seconds. This one's super negligible in my opinion, the 5 seconds. If it was like 35 seconds, this would be a little overtuned. So 40, I'm kind of 6s on it. Rogue Cutthroat from 60 to 28 seconds. Let's go. This was so stupid. All the other abilities are 30 seconds and under except for Hide. Except for the Rogue Cutthroat. Like, come on, man. Thank you so much, Iron Mace, for making that change. Ranger's Quick Shot now fires a different amount of arrows based on bow type. This is going to be nice. So, like, Survival Bow will have 3. Recurve will have 2. And I guess Longbow will have 1 additional arrow. So, like, you'll shoot, you'll Quick Shot another arrow on top of it. That makes more sense to me. Because the current Quick Shot for the 3 fires on a Longbow is just too much burst, man. Like, you just literally eat any and all of the wizards and anybody else that's not in full plate for the most part with a Quick Shot Longbow. Ranger's Quick Shot cooldown changed from 18 to 28. That was needed. That Quick Shot was way too short of a cooldown. Ranger's multi-shot. So I'm going to be really honest with you. Like, I want to know who uses Ranger's multi-shot. Like, I understand it's good to a degree, but you're kind of in a Mexican standoff once you pop the skill. Like, it loads 5 arrows. I guess it's a quick reload, right? You pop the skill, you pop the skill, you hit F, and then you've got 5 arrows. The same thing goes for Quick Shot. It reloads really fast for you. So, I guess whatever. Ranger's penetrating shot changed from 28 to 24. That one's Hunter traps only deal 1 damage per second at all rarities. This is actually kind of cool, because this sucks, man. When you hit a green trap or a blue trap, your run's pretty much done skis. Wizard's Fireball damage changed from 30 to 15 to 25 to 10. This is, it was needed. Like, 1 Fireball from a really geared wizard will 100-0 you, like, pretty easily. And if you don't die from that, you die from the flames, like the residual damage. All weapon damage has been rebalanced. I kind of like that. They're getting rid of this 1 or 2 tap meta, and I kind of like that. Rogue was a first change, but everybody else is going to feel the nerf. So spellcasters, feels like they're going to be kind of reigning on top, to be honest with you. Most armors have been updated and give additional bonuses in addition to armor rating. This is kind of cool, but I'm guessing it's going to fall back on this manual dexterity and persuasion. I don't know what the persuasion is, because they talked about possibly letting Warlocks charm. I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe it's a rumor I heard that I'm just kind of like misconflating. I don't know. Anyways, armor rating curve slightly reduced at the upper end due to higher overall armor values. This is, again, the 85% PDR fighters. Those are the actual real nuisances right now. The value range of most random modifiers have been rebalanced. This is kind of, I don't really, like, when they roll the items 1 to 3 on stats, and then like 1 to 5 on like damage perks or other things like that, I guess, whatever. They should make these a bit more like skewed towards the top, the more high roller and inferno you go, right? Like, they should be higher rolled. Like, you shouldn't see any 1 rolls on a high roller or inferno run. You really, when gear drops and it has stats, you really shouldn't be seeing 1 rolls, because it costs you already 100+ gold to enter the high roller, and then you're already risking a good kit for the most part, usually anyways, right? And then to down more content, you just got to risk more and more and more, right? So I really hope they actually value, like, the value range got skewed towards the top for high rollers and above, right? Anyways, Battle Axe has a slightly longer range. This was, I mean, nobody really plays Battle Axe, to be honest with you. I don't know if this is going to put it back in the swing of things. Torches and Lanterns. This one's actually kind of interesting here. Torches and Lanterns give a slight movement speed advantage rather than a penalty. So now I can go Rapier and Lantern, or I can go Rapier and Torch, and I'll actually be moving faster as a bard. That's actually really dope. I like that a lot. Rarity-specific skins have been added for the drum and lyre. This one's just a visual update, right? This one's just a visual update. Coin bag that holds up to 500 gold coins has been added. Must be crafted at the leathersmith. So they're going to ask you for other items, like, you'll see, like, the troll skin and things like that. These might be items or requirements to make these kind of bags, which is kind of cool. Coin chests that hold up to 3,000 gold coins have been added. Must be found from the treasure hoards. This item alone is going to go for a bunch. This treasure chest, I bet you it's going to go for a bunch of gold. Because, like, you know, with all the key duping scams and things like that, and all this extra gold everywhere, like, a lot of guys are trying to find means or ways to hold their wealth, or to put their wealth in items and get a return back on them. For instance, you could trade 500 gold for 5 ruby silver ingots was about the going rate, between 4 to like 525, 550, depending on what time of the day, right? 450 to 550, that's what we're going to call the range, right? And then, 1,000 gold for 10 of them, right? So this is not so bad. I just really believe that this is going to go for a lot of money when they do start to drop. 4 new artifacts have been added: Echo of Screams, Soul Reaper, Deathbloom, and Stinky Stick. I don't really... So Echo of Screams probably is going to be like a mace of the sorts, is what my guess is. That's what I would say it is. Echo of Screams, right? Like, you get hit, you think about it. Mace, bonk, you get the dizziness in the head. Soul Reaper, this one right here has to be a halberd or a scythe of some sort. Death Bloom has to be probably like an arming sword of the sort, just something really fast maybe, or like a dagger of the sorts. Stinky Stick, this one could be the dagger. I don't know. I'm just interested to see them. I'll never have them and I'll never own them, but I'm very interested to see them. Cloak's Cloth Simulation has been slightly optimized. Simulation. The Cloak Cloth Simulation. This is where the cloth cloak would be literally right in front of your character, covering its face and wrapped around you and all kinds. Yeah, anyways. I'm glad they kind of fixed that. Item skins are now displayed properly on the paper doll. I don't understand that. Like that, the item skins are now displayed properly on the paper doll. I don't understand the paper doll aspect of it. Lockpick drop rate has been increased. This one, I have never heard of anybody complaining that there's not enough lockpicks in the game. Maybe I just haven't played enough. The names of level modules are now displayed on the minimap. This one could be pretty good, actually. If you're on the first level, second level, or third level of the dungeon, that would make sense, right? Additional layouts added to the normal Goblin Cave map pool. Does this mean you're going to get variants of the Goblino Caves? Because if so, that's going to be pretty dope. I'm actually looking forward to that one. High Roller Crypt maps increased from 4x4 to a 5x5. This one, I don't really know if it actually needed the actual size increase so much as it needed, like, just some sort of, like, a barrier of entry increase of some sort. Like, and by that, I mean, like, most guys don't like doing high roller, and this is the number one complaint I hear about high roller, is that people are tired of going in, spending the gold, and then risking a good set to literally wind up with normal lobby kind of loot. Meaning, the fact is that they have to spend tons of gold on meds, entry fees, and other consumables that when they make it out, if they didn't get a juicy player, they went negative that round, right? So there's a lot of naked rogues, a lot of like just basically naked or very bare minimum gear requirement, like players that are queuing up for high roller and getting good loot or good money out of it because they're not spending tons of money on consumables. So extending the map size, I don't think is the solution to this problem. I feel like a gear entry or a score of some sort is required to entry. And then maybe a gold fee on top of that. I don't know, but they got to do something with the high roller because the normal lobbies are bleh. They're actually just straight up doo-doo. All the guys that would normally run high roller, stop rolling high roller and go down to the normal lobbies because it's just easier for them to get kills and loot. The normal and high roller crypt now share the same map pool. That's crazy. Added an extra Dark Swarms phase so players don't need to traverse as much distance at once. Add an extra Dark Swarms phase. This one, I guess, I mean, are they going to hold portals? Like, do you get what I'm trying to say here, fam? They're going to have to hold portals at the very end. They're going to have to, right? Otherwise, it's just simply not going to make any sense. Updated environments for approximately 40 level modules. I have no idea what this means. I don't. I'm going to be honest with you. Level object density for runes and crypts has been increased. This one's kind of meh. I don't really know. Like, I guess people can see through walls in some areas, so I guess that kind of helps that area. A portal has been added to the outskirts of runes, so a solo portal. So I don't know where it's located at. I wish it would go back to where it was, where you could basically either jump on top or go inside of the whatchamacallit. There used to be a little entrance. They call it the red entrance, basically, in runes. And that would lead you down to crypts, basically, because the way the maps go is you've got runes on top, and you've got crypts and Goblino caves underneath it, basically. right? Goblino Cave should go underneath crypts, in my opinion, but it is what it is. Anyways, the Rusty Iron Door has been re-added to the High Roller pool. This was kind of, I don't know if this was a good idea or a bad idea, because what happened, the reason why they stopped this in the first place was because there's too many players getting basically free loot. Like the gold horde stash was like infinite hits, and I believe they put it down to 10, so I don't know about the Rusty Iron Key Door. I don't know what kind of riches that they're going to have inside that room, but hopefully they make it very limited. Otherwise, they're going to have to revert that change yet again. New royal coffins have been added to the dungeons. Hopefully this is going to be high roller near the boss spawn area. This will be kind of cool, right? Get some really dank loot in there. Previous gold chests have been returned to the dungeon as marvelous chests. Why? What was wrong with gold chests? I like that. Gold chests? Who cares about a marvelous chest? Give me that gold chest, man. Additional attack pattern added to the nightmare version of the monsters in the goblin caves. There's not very many monster versions that you were going to see, like the greenish black goblinos you see, or the nightmare versions, and you don't really see too many of them, so I don't really know. I don't know how impactful this is going to make the game. I really don't. Skeleton champion animation has been updated. This is kind of cool. Royal guard animation has been updated. Again, this one is a big change. Runes Golem sub boss has been added. So I guess they're gonna maybe, like, they can't get rid of the whatchamacallit, they can't get rid of the worm that's underneath there, underneath the main area. You know where the main, what is it called now? They got a heal shrine, a speed shrine, and then they've got an underground area that they go into. I don't know if you guys know where that area is at, but anyways, there's like a little worm boss in there. So I don't know where this room, I don't know where the golden boss is gonna go. I don't know where it's gonna go, right? I just don't know where it's gonna go. But it's cool they added it. Merchants updated to sell a much larger amount and variety of items. This one's kind of cool, to be honest with you. Man, how many times do you check that alchemist for a spellbook and he simply just does not have one? And then if he does, that's like 50G. He's like 50G, my bro, 50G. Greater luck potion has been added to the fortune teller. Who cares? Who actually cares? I don't, and I don't think most people do. Most people don't use luck potions because they're not trying to cheese out like that, you know? Anyways, new craft and mining items added. This is pretty cool. Equipment slot filter has been added to trade post. Don't they already have that? Don't they already, like, where you can drop down, you know, leather, cloth, and the next one you select the item you're looking for, or the item variants, you know, maybe it's leather, so you go like padded pants, leather pants, blah, 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 right? So I don't understand why you need an equipment slot for the filter. Unless it's going to filter out all the other garbage the guy's selling inside the post. You know how it's got like the one item you're looking for and you're looking for all stats, but the other item they link has the all stats? That's what I'm talking about. Unless this fixes that issue, then this is kind of just a useless filter in my opinion. Like, it just kind of is. That's just me though, because they already have a filter and it's pretty decent as it is. Trading post now displays a timestamp. Who actually cares about this either? I don't know too many guys that are, except for the traders. The traders are the only ones who are going to care about these two things right here. Several other changes not listed were included. I'm glad they mentioned it and not posted it. But anyways, that's my dealio for the day. I don't really know. I'm really looking forward to these new aid spells that they added to the Warlock. This is about the only change I give a actual flying fuck about. Everything else, I don't really care about because the changes needed to happen. The rebalance of the weapon. I mean, there are some changes here that I like the rebalancing of the damage and like the Hydra spell and all that stuff. Like, there's a few changes in here that I like. So I tip my hat off to you, Iron Mace. Thank you very much for making such a great game. Keep the updates coming, and I'll see you guys next time. But y'all know what I'm talking about, though, right? Love, peace, and chicken grease. Be safe, but above all, stay classy.